Hey guys, this is Agent Ortiz with AMO Fitness. We're going to talk about using the lacrosse ball to help address some of the trigger points in my feet. So one, we actually have 3 arches. So we have our transverse arch that runs from my first metatarsal to my 5th. Next we have our 2 longitudinal arches. Okay, we have our lateral, which is the farthest away, longitudinal, and the medial, longitudinal. We're going to attack the trigger points by going after the extensor hallucis longus, okay? So that's the muscle here that controls flexion and extension of the big toe and actually helps dorsiflex, pull my toes all the way up. This guy becomes jammy and gnarly, okay? We really won't have the ability to push off or maintain if it's gripping on too tight. All right, so we're gonna start with our trigger point under here, okay? So just make sure you guys use these for references. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna take our ball, put it under that X marks the spot, okay, underneath the bone, and we are going to toe crunch down like this. We're going to lift our hands and our little toes, and we're going to toe crunch down with some really good pressure. Okay, so I'm going to back up a little bit so you guys can see this. I'm going to grip, and I'm going to toe crunch down and lift up. If you need assistance, guess what? You can pull on your own toes, push on them down. I want to see 10 reps. Next, we're going to start working on that transverse arch, moving from the first toe to that 5th outside guy. We're going to put active pressure, take it slow, and smear all the way across, okay? Really working on the end, okay, that lateral part of our foot. Okay, so after we do that for about a minute, whatever you need to start feeling a little better, we're going to start working on the lateral outside arch and just going from here to here. Okay, with very good pressure. So I'm going to take a step back for you guys, outside of my foot, going all the way out there. Okay, so takes the outside foot, put active pressure and roll. I'm going a little fast here. Okay, so I want to put pressure. And next I want to trigger point that back heel. I'm going to stick it down, and I'm going to move back and forth. And man, that thing is tight. There's also a bursa sac right before that calcaneus. So be careful there. And we're pushing down and keeping that knee tracking straight. Hips are straight, posture's up, and we're pushing down, and we're going to stay there for another minute. Oh, low battery power. Hang on with me. So the last one we have is that middle arch where a lot of people feel lots and lots of sticky stuff. For me, this is my worst one. Okay, I'm going to really grind that medial arch out. That's this guy from that first toe to the calcaneus. So I'm going to grind that out. Okay, same thing. I'm going to do that for about a minute. Now the last thing that we do is we do a windshield wiper all the way down. So I'm going to transverse all the way down. And obviously I'm going to do this a lot slower. This is for film time. I'm going to just smear back and forth all the way down. Okay, and just work out any really ugly stuff that feels sticky or tight. I'm going to hang on to it, build some pressure. The last thing that we're going to do is address the tops of the skin on top of our feet. So that also can adhere. We don't want to forget that that's part of the body. So what I can do is just take my heel and push down on it and push that stuff. If that's too aggressive or balance is an issue, we can just take our hands and push that stuff down and around, okay? Addressing all corners of the feet and the back. I have a whole nother Achilles thing later. So pushing down that skin. All right, so that was a really fast approach. Really hitting all the 3 major arches in a reverse triangle. If you think your foot's structure, it'll be easier to guide your foam rolling pattern. So get our foam rolling, my bad, trigger point with the lacrosse ball. So again, we start here. Trigger point, toe crunch. Use the hand if necessary. We're going to go glide along there. A minute. Then we're going to go down the lateral. A minute. Then we're going to trigger point that bad boy, put active pressure, move the knee forward. Next, we're going to go right here towards the medial longitudinal. Last but not least, we're going to end with a big windshield wiping smear all the way down. Okay, so if I were you, guys, you can do this at your desk, all right? If you think you might look like a weirdo, no one's going to see you anyway because your feet are under a desk. And really, who cares? If you want to get out of pain, you'll do anything to do it. All right, so if a lacrosse ball is too much, you can always use a tennis ball or a tiny little golf ball. That's pretty hardcore. All right, or if you're a huge sissy pants, you can use a racquetball. Excuse me, I didn't mean to say sissy pants, only if you're in a lot of pain. Alright, so it's Agent Ortiz, lacrosse balling, my super awesome anatomy lesson for the day. Alright, take care.